Hi, I'm V, and today I'm going to talk about how to wear bright makeup. I interviewed Sonic of M.A.C Cosmetics the other day, and after I interviewed him and read his makeup and picked up a few bright makeup, bright eyeshadows for myself, I was really inspired to try the look on myself. And here's what I found, that wearing bright makeup is much easier than nude makeup, because I mean it's not rocket science. It's just like the less is more. I mean, the lesser you apply, the better it looks. So with that in mind, let's begin. So I've really moisturized my face well. I've put on a hydrating serum and then moisturizer. If you have oily skin, then only use a hydrating serum. If you have normal skin, then oily skin and moisturizer. If you have dry skin, then you add oil on top. The thing with making bright colors like blue eyeshadow look modern is that your skin should be moist and dewy. If you make it very chalky and matte, then it look very old and dated, like, you know, they used to wear blue eyeshadow in the 80s, and that's something you do not want. Okay, so I have this lovely BB Hydra serum. I'm using CC cream for this because BB cream for this because everything has to be sheer and lovely and glowing. So I mean, a full coverage foundation doesn't really make sense to me. Like I said, less is more. You can also mix, if you have like super clear skin, then you can also just mix your foundation, like a little drop of foundation in your moisturizer, and apply that so that your skin kind of shines through. Because if it looks too covered and too heavy, then it will look very old-fashioned, which is what we don't want. We want to look modern, multicolor, not dated, right? How would you wear color in a modern fashion? That's what we're trying to do today. I'm trying to put all of Sonic's advice into play. Put a little bit on your neck as well, so that your neck doesn't look like a different texture. Sorry, I was just checking for my mic. I have it. So that your neck doesn't look like a different texture altogether. If you want, you can put a little bit more under your eyes. So this is an eye look. If you have heavy circles, then use an under eye concealer, but just shear it out and use it in layers instead of applying a lot more and then, you know, it just looking too cakey, because that's not what we want. I would just take a little sheer dab of CC cream and just kind of put it over my lid. Because I'm wearing a bright color, I want it to stand out. So this would be a good base for my eyeshadow. This is not Sonic's tip, it's mine. So I take credit for it. So once I've done this, I'm just going to lightly, okay, I don't know where my brush is. I'm just going to lightly powder my lid. Okay, I can't find my brush, so I'll just use, just going to, after I put CC cream, just lightly powder my lid to make sure that the shadow has even more grip. You don't want a very oily lid, otherwise your color will be like flowing everywhere. Before we do that, let's do the rest of the face, because you don't want the same fingers to do the lid and then you start, you know, doing your lips and cheeks and you have like blue eyeshadow everywhere. So I'm taking this lovely matte lip and cheek thing, which from Dior, which all details will go below the video. I mean, pink lips and blue eyeshadow does sound like an 80s nightmare, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. Just like sheer color everywhere. That's the trick. I'm going to put on a little bit of highlighter, but I don't want that you put on very like shimmery highlighter. It has to be sheer and just glowy. So this is again from MAC. I'll put the product details below. I think I just did a review of this face palette. It's quite nice. The highlighter is very natural looking. So I'm just going to put it on the tops of my cheeks. Just to add to that dewy look. But no more. The highlighter is not the star of this look. The eyeshadow is. So now we do the eyeshadow. It's like a watercolor tube of blue. I prefer cream textures like these because then you can like really play around with them instead of powder, which have a tendency to spill on your lower lids. So apply a line like this, whoops. And then just smudge. Now you know why I did my lips and cheeks first, right? Go slowly in layers. Don't put everything on all at once, because then rectifying that would be very hard. Let's think of like it being like a wash of color, like a wash of blue. And then add on some more. If you're comfortable with just the first wash of color, it's fine. I'm just showing you that you can like how you build up the color, right? And then maybe just a little bit more. On the lash line. Don't get it too much into the inner corner of your eyes, because if it smudges here, then blue is such a tricky color that you'll just end up looking like you have dark circles. So yeah, I'm not going to do any more than this. Now you can just curl your lashes. Don't go too heavy on the brows, because again it'll look very old-fashioned and dated. Just do a little bit of correction to your brows. Fill in the gaps basically, because that freshness will go from the look if you add too much of other makeup. Curl your lashes. You can either leave it like this, but if you want to use mascara, really just use like a thin layer. So take your mascara wand and just wipe off all the product from it. Okay, just wipe off all the product. Sorry, something just happened to the light, so we had to cut it. But here I am wiping my mascara wand. So basically you just wipe off all the product from your mascara wand. So very little mascara is left, and then you just use that to enhance the bottom of your lashes, not the top. You don't want anything covering up this beautiful color. So yes, this is how you can wear bright makeup. Remember that your makeup should be sheer, skin should show through, there should be radiance, and no matte textures, no heavily done eyebrows or too much mascara, no frosty highlighter or dark bright lipstick. Just let the focus be on the color. Don't even put that a line of eyeliner to make your eyes look bigger, because that again looks really old-fashioned and dated. Okay, so just like a wash of color on your eyes, and yeah, I think that's quite simple, right?